How often do you tell yourself that you love you? And how often do you actually show it? Let this class be a gentle reminder that you care for yourself and bring you back to this compassion. This is your 30-minute self-love yoga flow. Once you're ready, let's arrive seated cross-legged on your mat, and let's start with some gentle neck rolls. You can start by moving from one side to the other or already move to full circles. Pick what feels good in your body today and move from a place of inner gentleness and ease. You can make these circles as small or as big, and try not to rush the movement and the process. If you want, you can switch directions of the circles, going the other way around, or pause in any spots that might feel sticky. Once you're ready, let's come back to center. Inhaling, bring your chest forward and up. Exhaling, rounding the spine, looking down for some seated cat-cows here. You can use your hand as leverage, holding onto your knees to push yourself forward with your inhale and rounding back with your exhale if it feels good. Inhaling to open and exhaling to round. If you want to get more dynamic, we can start with some circles or circling the chest forward with your inhale and exhaling, circling back. Once again, make this movement feel expansive and wonderful in your body. You can rock as much as you like. This is not about form, this is about how it feels. And if you like, you can also switch directions of the circles. If smaller circles are feeling better today, or once again holding the spot, go there. Otherwise, see how flowy and dynamic you can make this movement, really warming up through the body. And then come back to center. We'll bring our fingertips to our shoulders and start with some shoulder circles forward, drawing circles with our elbows like this, and then drawing some circles the other way around, so opening our chest. Let go of your fingertips, shake out the hands, and then let side bend over towards the right, left arm over the hat, trying to keep your sit bones rooted on the mat. Feel into the nice opening of your side body, and then inhaling, bring your hand to your temple, and then exhaling, close the elbow down towards your knee. A few more times dynamic like that, closing with your exhale, and inhale to open up. And then once you're ready, let's come back up. And we're switching straight to the other side. So exhale, side bend over towards the left. Maybe look up. And then once you're ready, bend the elbow, bring the hand to your temple, and exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhale to open. Go at your own pace here. If you prefer stillness, as always, all of these movements are just invitations. This is your self-love flow, so do what feels good and nourishes your body and soul today. Next inhale, let's stretch the arm long. Exhale, coming back to center, landing in our cross-legged position. And then placing one hand on your heart, the other on your belly. Breathe here. Or if you like, you can join me in toes pose for the same thing. So tucking onto your toes and seating your hips down on your heels. And then placing one hand in the heart, one hand on your belly. Pick your choice here. And then we're just gonna breathe. Feel into your body. Feel the sensations that are going to arrive. And just take a moment to feel gratitude for practicing this class today. If you like, you can also find an intention for this class. Maybe it is what this class is, cultivating some self-love and compassion, or maybe it is something else. You choose what feels right for you today. And then once you're ready, if your eyes are closed down, you can gently blink them back open. Maybe notice whatever is around you. Notice your touch. And then also let go of your hands. And we're going to come up into a forward fold at the back of our mat. Any way you get there is fine, and let's just pedal out the heels here. Bringing one knee closer to you, then the other. And then walking ourselves forward into our downward facing dog. Straightening the spine, bringing the heels towards the mat, they don't need to reach. And once again, finding any intuitive movement here that feels good. Inhaling the right leg up, opening up the hip, maybe circling out the ankle here. And then exhale, let's start drawing some big circles with our knee, mobilizing our hip. You can also switch directions of the circles. And then bring the right leg back down, other side, inhale, left leg goes up, open up the hip. And then start with some ankle circles, and then eventually letting the movement grow bigger and drawing circles with your left knee in one direction and then the other direction. We want to come into a forward fold now, so crossing the left knee in front of the right, and then lifting the right leg, crossing the right leg in front of the left, walking forward like this till we reach the top of the mat. Maybe you need to walk your hands a little bit forward. Coming onto your fingertips. And then once you're ready and arrive here, bring the feet in parallel and just folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Let's do this again. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift, lengthening the spine, grow long. And then exhale, let everything hang down heavy. Before we're rolling up with our next inhale, coming to stand, rolling the shoulders back. And opening your hands to the side, landing in Tadasana or mountain pose. Feet can be parallel or big toes can come to touch. And once again, just taking a moment to arrive here. Really feel into your body. See what is coming up in these little pauses we're taking in our class and our practice to really be present with ourselves on our mat. Inhale to open the eyes and bring the hands up overhead, and then exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, opening up, circling the arms up, and then exhale through center, we're folding down, coming back to forward fold. Let's gently step back into our downward facing dog. You can also always add on an vinyasa if you like. And then inhaling the right leg up. Exhale, stepping our right foot in between the hands, lowering the left knee down for a low lunge. You can place your hands wherever you like, maybe on the mat, on your knee, or on your hip, and then sink in. You can also always place a towel under your left knee if you like, and you have sensitive knees, or stay here in any variation of this stretch that you prefer. Very gently with your next exhale, straightening the front right leg and folding forward, bring the hands or fingertips down towards the mat or blocks for or half splits. Really let the background here, feeling into the opening of our hamstrings. And the option is always to stay in this position and enjoy the stretch. Or if you like a little twist, you can bring the left hand down and opening up the right arm to the sky. Maybe follow your fingertips with your gaze. Hold here. Breathe and feel. Very gently release back down, frame the front right foot, step it back, we're landing in tabletop position. Turning your fingertips to face forward, and let's flow through a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to open up the chest, and then exhale to round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round, gaze towards navel. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And then let's push back, opening our knees a little bit wider and coming into a child's pose. Bring our forehead down to the mat. Pause, breathe, and feel. Let's add a twist. So threading the left arm underneath the right, bringing the left side of our face down. You can keep the right hand where it is, or maybe bring it around your back for a half bind. Sink into the mat, let gravity do its work. Grow softer with every inhale and exhale. Once you're ready, we're going to move to the other side, so threading the right arm underneath the left. Option to keep the left hand overhead, or once again, if you enjoyed it on the other side, you can also come into a half bind. But once again, the reminder that sides might feel different and you might be craving something else on this side. So let it be as it wants to be. If your thoughts are drifting off, always return to your breath, to your gentle inhales and exhales. It can be really easy to get lost, especially in these places of stillness. And then once you're ready, let's return to child pose for a breath in. Come onto your fingertips, and let's move again to a few rounds of cat-cows here. So exhale to round the spine, look down, and then inhale to look up towards your fingertips. And then rolling back into tabletop. And then tucking under our toes and push back into downward facing dog for the other side. So inhale, the left leg rises. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands, lowering the right knee down, coming into or low lunge. Once again, option for the hands to stay on the mat, on top of your left knee, your back. Bring them in front of your heart center, lifting them up. Whatever feels good here. And enjoy the stretch. If it is a bit intense, notice if it just feels intense or if it is hurting, and always backing away if it does. If it's just an intense sensation, try to stay. Try to focus on your breath and see what might shift. And then with your next exhale, let's straighten the left leg again and folding forward into a half split. Bring the fingertips or hands down, rounding the spine and folding in. Once again, let gravity do its job. And as before, you can simply stay here in your half splits, or if you crave a twist. Once you're ready, you can go there, bringing your right hand underneath your right shoulder, and raising the left arm up, maybe follow your gaze. Breathe in and out. Another breath in. Exhale, release. Bring the hands down, stepping back into tabletop, keeping hips over your knees, and then walking the hands forward, sinking into your puppy pose. Melting your chest towards the mat, either forehead or chin on the mat, for this lovely chest expansion here. Let's slowly ripple forward, coming into Sphinx with our next inhale. Bring the elbows down and underneath our shoulders, rolling our shoulders back, keeping our neck neutral, gaze goes down. Growing proud through our chest, you can also come into seal by lifting the elbows off the mat and pressing into your hands, if it feels good today, or stay in your Sphinx like me. If you like, you can interlace the hands, tucking onto your toes, and we're going to add some activation. So lifting up our body and maybe even your knees. You can also stay on your knees or forearm plank. And then inhaling, coming back down into our Sphinx. So exhale to lift up, and then inhale to lower back down, Sphinx. A little bit more dynamic, a little bit more activation, but also always the option to stay in your Sphinx pose, whatever you prefer. And then once you're ready, let's come down, stretching the right arm in the T position, and then rolling over towards our right side for a nice shoulder stretch. Also a chest expansion, if you might circle the left arm back to meet the right, or keep it in front of you for stability. The left leg is behind you like a kickstand. And then gently rolling back to center, stretching out the left arm long, bringing the right foot behind you. And then you can also open up the right arm, maybe meeting the left hand, or keeping the right hand in front of you for support. Coming back to center with your next inhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and then push up and back until we meet in our downward facing dog. Find your stance here, and then once you're ready, we're going to flow. So inhale the right leg up, exhale, big step in between the hands. Really engage the legs to inhale, come up into your high lunge, arms go up overhead. You can also interlace the hands, pointing the index finger up to the sky. Really grow strong and proud here. And then let go of the right hand and lean over towards the right for a nice side body stretch here. And then coming back to center, raise both arms up. Maybe interlacing the hands once again. And then bring them at your chest, heart center, twisting open, bring left elbow to right knee. Bring your lower leg down, so your knees on the mat. Look towards your right elbow and push off your left elbow to bring your hands into the middle of the chest. Let go of the twist, we're landing in a low lunge. Bring our hands to the mat. And then kicking our right leg back, landing in this variation of the table, tucking onto our right toes and shifting back and forward with this nice calf and leg stretch here in a variation of the tabletop. And then turn open towards the right, lifting your right arm up and over your hat for this variation of side plank. Maybe even turn it into a slight back bend here, opening up the chest towards the sky. And then return to center, turn back forward, bringing both legs next to each other and push back into your downward facing dog. We're doing the same thing on the other side, so inhaling, left leg rises. Exhale, step the leg in between the hands, and then inhale to rise up into your high lunge. Maybe interlacing the hands or just reaching your fingertips up to the sky. If you like to add a side bend here, bring the left hand towards your left hip and reach your right arm overhead. Inhale, come back to center, raise both arms up. Grow tall, really engage the entire body here. And then exhale, hands travel to the heart center, and we're twisting open towards the left, so right elbow hooks on the left knee. And then bringing your right knee down to the mat. Really opening and expanding. And then gently turn back forward, let go of your hands, bring them to the mat. And we're stepping through our three-legged tabletop, kicking the left leg back. And then tucking under our left toes, shifting back and forward for this nice leg and calf stretch. Then we're going to turn open towards the left, raising our left arm up to the sky and then over the head for our supported side plank and a lovely side body stretch here. And if you like, once again, you could also turn this into more of a back bend version, so turning your chest open towards the sky. And then once you're ready, let's turn back to center, and we're going to push back into our downward facing dog. Really well done. Inhale, right leg rises, and then exhale, step the right foot in front of the left, and then bring the knees down. So one knee is crossed over the other, and then come back into this Gomukhasana leg variation. If it does not feel good in the legs, you can also simply leave them uncrossed or straightening the bottom left leg. Or if you want more, you can also bring the right elbow up to the sky and maybe even grab the right hand with your left hand for this arm variation and a nice shoulder opening here. Pick your option. And then focus on your breath and any sensation that might arise. If you got the hands interlaced, let go and then bring your right knee into your chest, planting down the right foot. Inhale the left arm up and then exhale, twist open towards the right for another nice spine twist, keeping your spine straight. And then twisting a little bit deeper maybe with every exhale while you grow taller with every inhale. Before we let go, roll back over our knees and shins and return to our downward facing dog the same way we came in, uncrossing the legs here, maybe pedaling out the feet. And then we're doing the same thing on the other side. So with your inhale, you raise the left leg up and then exhale, crossing the left foot over the right. So your legs are crossed, bring your knees down, opening up your feet and push yourself back. So you land in Gomukhasana legs. You can once again straighten the bottom leg, fold forward, or if you like this time lift your left elbow up to the sky and maybe grab an interlace with the right hand meeting the left at your upper back. And then once again, breathe here wherever you are. Gently let go and then bring your left knee in your chest to twist open towards the left, hooking your right elbow on top of your left knee. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Opening up here, letting go of any tension before returning back to center, uncrossing the legs. And then opening up the feet, mat width distance, and we're just going to windshield wipers the knees from side to side. And then we're straightening the legs. Two options: you can either flex the feet and fold forward here, or bring the knees in and then hugging your elbows underneath the knees to really bring your upper body on top of your thighs and feel the connection. From here you can shuffle the feet forward. Choose any variation of this forward fold that you like. Breathe in and out. Slowly bring your chest back up, and then we're going to find frog pose. So maybe you want to move so your knees can stay on the mat, so move yourself towards the long edge of the mat, keeping your ankles in line with your knees, and then opening up your legs here, and then maybe come onto your forearms, or maybe even bring the head down. If you don't feel any sensation trying to push your hips back a little bit with your hands and your elbows, pushing your body weight backwards, or if it's too much of a sensation, you can also push your weight a little bit more forward onto your elbows and hands. So you can really decide how much intensity you want. This is an extremely intense hip opener, but try to stay finding your edge. And once again, using your breath here. As gently as you lower yourself in, come out. Maybe bring the feet back towards another anyway is fine. And then we're gonna find a seat on our mat once again, bringing the knees into our chest, and then just gonna hug our elbows and placing our forehead on our knees, giving us some love, giving ourselves a squeeze, showing yourself compassion, and spending a few breaths feeling really close and connected to our body. You can stay here, or if you like, switch position for the last few moments of practice, coming into a cross-legged position and hugging your arms around you. So placing one elbow on the other, and then bring your hands towards your shoulder blades on your back. If this position ever gets uncomfortable, you can obviously let go, but see what sensations might come up if you feel this close connection between yourself, your body. Maybe think of your intention for this class again. Maybe let a smile spread across your face. And let your inhales and exhales carry you deeper into this connection you're feeling with yourself, into this compassion and the self-love. Stay here as long as you like or need. But if you're ready to close off class, let go of the hands, place them in your lap. Give yourself thanks and gratitude for this practice, for this time you set intentionally. And then I also want to give thanks for you practicing with me today. It's been a pleasure, and I hope to see you on the mat soon. Let's bring our hands at heart center, smile. All the best to you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.